What is going on, everyone? We've got a lot going on with Workhorse and Lordstown Motors this week. We're getting a lot of catalysts. Won't even expect it tomorrow. So I've got a lot to talk to you about in a very limited amount of time. So buckle up and get ready because we're about to get started right now. Hey, what's going on? It's Pat from Top Ticker Trades. If this is your first time here and you want to learn how to grow your wealth through investing and trading stocks in the market, make sure you start right now by subscribing and tapping that bell so you never miss a thing. I'll see you in the video. Let's go. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Workhorse video. So the first thing I need to tell you guys, or actually I need to apologize to you guys for the poor quality of this video if the sound quality is off. In case you were wondering, that is because I'm actually traveling right now and I'm on the road. But I wanted to go ahead and get something recorded for you guys and put something out because there's a lot of catalysts coming up for Workhorse this week. And also one that's expected to take place tomorrow. That's a pretty significant one. And I wanted to make sure that you guys were taken care of because I do have a warning for those of you that are willing to listen. I am going to put out some official videos on some of the stuff I'm going to discuss whenever I get to where I can work on that. But very quickly, let me just tell you guys, a lot of news on Workhorse being reported this week. All right, now we saw that there was a major drop in price. People were getting scared, selling off. We had that Mr. Fuzzy Panda guy that tried to call out all the YouTubers and make accusations that, you know, we're getting paid for reporting on Workhorse, and I was also included in that group. So I feel like I should you know, start off by saying that Fuzzy Panda is just an animal. He belongs in the zoo. There's absolutely no truth to that whatsoever, okay? I've never been paid by anyone to put out YouTube videos. Enough of that. Let me go ahead and start talking about what you guys need to watch out for. So, as I pointed out in a video that I actually released earlier today, and that had to do with the whole Romeo investor presentation, if my thesis holds true on that, and I actually did a lot of research behind it, it would appear to me that Romeo is pretty much trying to bank off of all the hype that's being generated off of the expectations of the USPS awarding Workhorse with a majority portion of that contract. And, you know, that should go to show you guys that you can't trust anything that's out there. You know, whether that's a company or somebody that's related to the stock in some way, or somebody reporting stuff on YouTube like me, or just a total, you know, unrelated company that's making claims. Well, not really making claims, and that's where it gets interesting, is that Romeo never said anything in their investor presentation about Workhorse winning the contract, but they used images and text which would cause you to, you know, to believe that that is what they were trying to convey, you know, like they were trying to send a message. But if you think about it logically, it wouldn't make any sense whatsoever. And if you haven't seen that video, make sure to check it out because it does actually make a lot of sense. On October the 22nd, we've got a catalyst for DPHC, Lordstown Motors. They're gonna vote on that reverse merger. More than likely, it's going to get approved. I haven't seen a SPAC that has not gotten approved yet. What I want you guys to watch out for is buy the rumor, sell the news. This isn't necessarily a rumor. It's not certain yet. And even if it does go through, that doesn't mean that shares are just going to skyrocket. It could, you know, drop and then go up. So I guess the main thing that you guys need to watch out for, I guess my main concern, is for those of you that are buying options. Rather than buying options, I would recommend selling options, and there's several ways to accomplish the same result that you're trying to get through buying calls. And that's what you guys need to be looking into. I do have videos on that, and I will try to put a link in the description of those below. But I wouldn't suggest anybody that doesn't have experience, trading options, to try to go at it alone, because it is very complicated, especially to those of you that are new to it. And it's very, 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 very easy to lose money. Just like it's very easy to make money. But stay away from options unless you know what you're doing, or unless you've got guidance from somebody that does know what they're doing. Options can take your entire account out. I've seen it happen to people, over and over and over again, and then they'll try to go in and save their account, make up for what they've lost by buying more options. I don't think I know anyone that's worked. Normally what happens is traders will blow up an account. They'll do it several times before they finally, have that one moment where they're like, what in the F was I thinking? I'm done losing money. And then they start doing things the right way. Because if you're doing things that you don't understand, and FOMO out there and chasing, you're kind of gambling. There's really no difference between doing that and going to a casino, except for the free drinks, of course. That's all I wanted to say about that. Now let's talk about Workhorse and the anticipated announcement tomorrow. Tomorrow, everyone's expecting that the USPS will, at the very least, announce a winner of the USPS NGDV contract. If you'll recall, we've had how many situations like this already in the past? In July of 2020, I think it was July 14th, 2020, there were rumors going around that we were going to hear something about the USPS contract then. And that ended up just being the last day to put in your bid. So no, we didn't hear anything further about it. And if you'll remember, that's when Hindenburg actually shorted Workhorse and said that they expected an immediate 50% downturn and that nothing would happen after that date. And that's because Hindenburg knew very well that nothing would happen. I mean, that wasn't even a date that was where anything was supposed to happen, other than it was the deadline for bids. Now, all the rest of the dates have also been speculative. There's also been dates before that, which, keep getting stalled and pushed back. So one thing to think about here is this, okay? We know that Mr. Fuzzy Panda just shorted the stock. Now, we know that Hindenburg shorted the stock during one of the last dates. So do you think that maybe, just maybe, there's, some type of pattern here? Now, I know that you could probably easily make the argument that there have been dates in between where no one's tried to short, or at least that we know of, but we know that reports haven't come out. But, another date was the last day of September. There's a whole thing with, is it the calendar year or is it at the end of the fiscal year? And from what I read, and I can't remember, I think it was in one of the SEC filings from the USPS actually, all they said was that they expect to, either expect or they were planning on awarding the contract by the end of their fiscal year. They didn't for sure say that they would. Now, then tomorrow's date, that's a result of the June 14th date that I just mentioned a second ago. 90 days from there is tomorrow. So people are speculating that 90 days after the last bids were put in is when they're going to announce the contract. Then we've got speculation that around November, sometime before the election, that Trump's going to use this USPS contract in order to provide jobs for Ohio and kind of, bring that up to win the election. So we've got a lot of speculation, a lot of things going on, but I wouldn't listen to any of it. Be prepared for the stock to move either way. Don't put yourself in a position where, you're going to do damage to your long-term portfolio. So by that I mean, don't put more money in it than you can afford to lose. I guess is that Workhorse for me is a long-term hold, okay? No matter what happens now, I'm probably not going to sell. I'll probably just hang on, and if it gets significantly cheaper, I'm just going to keep adding. And in my opinion, that's the way to do it if you believe in the company. So if Workhorse is a company that you believe in, you may want to think about doing that. Now, what I am doing, however, is using options to hedge. So if things were to go the wrong way, then I'm still protected. I'm not really losing. I still profit off of that. I would encourage you to come up with some strategies, like that. And if you need help with that, let me know in the comments below, and I can make some videos on how to do that. Although I did make some videos already, or do have some videos put out already that you guys can check out, that I think will change the way you trade and change your mentality around trading altogether. Now, after that drop that we talked about earlier from last week, Friday, both Lordstown Motors and Workhorse started taking off, and then we saw a continuation of that today. We also saw some good news today. Now, the news today was that an institutional investor provided financing to Workhorse for the amount of $200 million, which is significant, and you will see an individual or a standalone video on this from me, hopefully later on tonight, because this is big news. It could have some big implications. It could be implying that Workhorse is getting ready to ramp up production, and I think they needed like 190 something million in order to basically get that USPS contract order going if they were awarded that order. So this could be implying that they know something about the USPS announcement, if there is one, or it could be, as they said, for getting into new things such as the refrigerated vehicles, money going towards the drone. We don't know yet, but hopefully we'll find out soon. But either way, it's significant. And that's part of the reason you're seeing the stock run today. And I'm sure that a lot of people are expecting, or at least thinking, that this financing has something to do with the announcement that's anticipated to take place tomorrow. I don't want to say that the stock will tank if there's not an announcement tomorrow, but I am expecting some sort of drop if we don't get an announcement tomorrow. And as I previously already said, I personally don't think that there's going to be an announcement. I could be wrong, but I'll let you guys judge. If it doesn't happen tomorrow, then I will be putting a video out with the evidence, which is pretty significant evidence from the USPS themselves. That's pretty recent, which indicates to me that it's going to take a little longer. Hopefully it'll be by the end of this year before there's an announcement made. But also other positive catalysts in the market that got Workhorse and Lordstown Motors started last week. We saw all the stuff that was going on with Trump. We pretty much, the market is pricing in a vaccine, I believe. Also the stimulus news, all that kind of stuff is going to move the market in the upward direction. So keep in mind though, the stimulus news, it's been back and forth. In the long run, I think, yes, we are going to see some more stimulus, or in the short term, we're going to see back and forth, positive, negative news, which is going to drive the market, to be pretty volatile, up and down movements like we've been seeing. So keep all that in mind. I think that about wraps it up for today. But before you guys go, what I want to ask you guys to do, besides smashing that like button, I want to know just how bad the audio was on this. I mean, was it just so bad that you guys would rather me not post or not publish any more videos from the road, or was the content in this video worth me sacrificing the audio quality for? Let me know in the comments below, because I'm really curious to find out. And if you guys stuck with me throughout this entire video, even though the audio was terrible, and pretty much your visual aid there has been the same thing, this entire time. So I thank you guys, the ones that have stayed for the entire video. And obviously if you're listening right now and watching, then you stayed for the entire video. So I thank you, because you are the type of subscriber, the type of viewer that I want on my channel. You're really dedicated. You're dedicated to Workhorse. You're dedicated to your education. And I can tell that the ones of you that did, stay here are going to be successful in life. You're going to be successful in investing. You're going to be successful at whatever you do, because you guys are the S, if you know what I mean. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, you've made it to the end of the video. If you found this video helpful, I ask that you help this channel out by smashing that like button, as it motivates me to keep making videos just like this one every single day. If you're not a subscriber, you should consider subscribing, as I publish valuable content like this daily. You can do so from your screen right now, and if you want to check out more of my videos, you can click on the video that you'd like to see on your screen right now. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.